So one of the parts I come off earlier to obviously show you this beach area, you end up down here where there's a bigger dock for smaller boats, which again is really nice to see. And yeah, we're now gonna take you for a walk along the beach here in Gdynia. You can obviously understand and believe it, it's probably quite a big beach that goes further down into different areas, but navigating across and down along the coast, especially with the amount of nature and things like that I'm seeing ahead of myself, seems to be a very difficult task. But that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes you don't know how vast an area is or how many things there are in it, and even from my understanding, Gdynia is bigger than Sopot and into like the areas and the streets that are around here. But mate, this sand looks lovely, proper deep golden sand. As I say, the Riviera of Poland describes it very well. And yeah, the area is pretty good. We're going to take our first steps on Polish sand. Oh mate, considering I've got a foot injury at the moment, that feels lovely. And the more I come along this coast here, I'm more convinced that that is the Polsat Plus that we were at earlier. Over there in the distance, in parts of Gdansk, which is wicked, man. I mean, honestly, some of the views, and say, feet are in the sand. And this guy, he knows what he's doing. I mean, bless him, he might be homeless or something, but he seems to have made himself a little beach bed in life. And then up here, obviously at the top of the beach, there's more bars, restaurants, plenty to see and plenty to do. You know, I could easily come here for a couple of days or just a few days in this area and be very satisfied. But obviously, staying in Gdansk like I am, you know, the benefit of staying somewhere like that, and if you do have more time and maybe come out here for like a week, you can really spend some extra quality time in surrounding areas. And the thing I quite like about this beach, it doesn't seem to come in much because I've actually got bins on the beach, which is different. And obviously that is the Baltic Sea. You can see it's very busy, full of traffic as well. So yeah, this is lush, man. And again, like I say, it's really actually helping my foot out at the moment, walking on something soft. But there's like these little covering bits over there. So what we are going to do is progress down here, because there was a pier that I saw on a video, and I don't know if this is part of that pier or there was like a different pier that's really quite long, you can walk along. I know there's also one like it, I think, in Sopot, so I'm getting a little bit confused about what is what and where. But as I say, after we've done this bit and looked up here and got some photos, we shall progress back to the train station and head to Sopot. And that's going to take a little bit of time to get back up there, so I don't reckon we'll be back towards the train station. It's about 4:30 anyway. Luckily it's only like 9 minutes on the train to Sopot. To walk it would be a couple of hours, so it's worth it, definitely. And some of these little boardwalk areas they've got on the beach, and just seeing people enjoying themselves and having a lovely time is great. I was going to go in the sea, even brought a little towel with me and that, but because of my foot injury I've decided not to. But over there where I was sitting, I actually saw plentiful jellyfish, so look out for the jellyfish, because they'll get you and they'll bite you and you'll have to weigh on yourself. I don't think anybody wants to weigh on themselves if they don't have to, because sometimes we do it anyway. So yeah, the modern things that they've brought into this with some of the old school as well, because now you can sort of get a better idea of how far we've walked along this little bit of beach here. And then it does sort of come to an end bit here, and this looks like Tourist Haven 101, mate. Amount of people walking along here, but also I can see why people that live here and locals would absolutely love it. And yeah, we have met quite a few people along our travels this time. It's just been a bit more of a short-lived moment kind of meeting of people. A couple of people from America, other people have helped me with directions and things like that that I've needed help with, and navigating a little bit. And on this occasion, like, I didn't look at the map much. I just wanted to head down to the coast, which we have, come and see a bit of the beach, which we're on, and progress, as always, down this bit here, which is like a pier. I don't know how far it goes, but now that light's calmed down, I mean, look at the trees and stuff, and I'm sure you can probably get into parts of the park over there as well. So, like I said earlier, Poland is still in my heart. I think you've pretty much nearly got it, because, as I said, I really did like Katowice. It's just a smaller place. You don't have these areas, but you add this in to the equation, and I could spend many a moment in Poland, no problem at all. As I say, I'm not really sure what is at the end over here, but I'm going to take you with me. So wait and see and find out as we progress, as always. Honestly, the views are stunning. I can't think of any other place in the moment I'd rather be, you know, looking at this kind of thing and seeing all the trees along the side of it. It's a bit of a unique experience for me. Not really come to much places where you've got it like that, and I would like to actually go to like more coastal places where you have little islands and rocks and things like that along the way. So I'm sure in the future we'll be able to make that possible as we carry on our adventure through Europe. So yeah, impressed out of 10. Also see a lot of cyclists about as well, and it's a vibe down there, man. Scotty said I hadn't had so many beers yesterday. Maybe we would have had some today, but no thank you, I'd rather not. So yeah, hoping maybe there's somewhere down there I can get a drink or something, a soft drink. But otherwise, if there's not, never mind, eh? I'll get one on the way back through to the station anyway. But like I say, navigating around here and going to the little areas I have does take time, and that's what you have to put into the equation. But I believe so far is easier to manage when it comes to things like that, and getting into areas from the train station and so on. So yeah. And also tomorrow we shall be progressing to Malbork and going to Malbork Castle. So there's a lot more still to come, like I said, and Tuesday we'll spend more time actually just purely in Gdansk, because I know there's a church you can climb up in. I didn't find that yesterday. I did find a wooden giraffe. I did find a few things to quickly look at, but because Scotty Solo inappropriately dressed yesterday for the evening and night time, got absolutely freezing down there. But today, as it's progressed, it was cool this morning, and it's absolutely beautiful this early evening here. When I did last check, it was 0-0 between Tottenham and Arsenal, but hopefully once I finish this part of the video, Arsenal will be winning, because we hate Tottenham and we hate Tottenham. So yeah, Malbork Castle is, a couple of people I met earlier actually told me that they'd already been and said how massive it was and said how much of a good time they had, and they did recommend the audio guide. So for £3 roughly, tomorrow I think I will have to accept the audio guide, because it guides you and it shows you where to go, and then hopefully I can then do some filming at the same time. But yeah, this bit up here looks very cool, and I believe we'll be able to get some wicked shots from up here anyway. So yeah, a bit of a hike today in general, but otherwise with the other bits of getting back and things like that, I feel like we've managed it quite well with the trams. And the thing was with the train ticket, now I'm gonna reveal a little something here. When I obviously got it, I only had a couple of minutes to jump on. Like I said, it's 4 zloty, so that's not bad, but nobody checked my ticket in the slightest, and I don't even feel like there would have been anyone on there to actually check any tickets at all, or even have time to do so from one destination to another, because of the stations being close together as they are. And obviously I know in England that definitely happens a lot more, but over here, and maybe because it's Sunday, maybe it doesn't, but when you think about it, risking not paying 4 zloty for a train ticket when, yes, you can get a fine and yes, you can get in trouble if you're not careful, but with trams and things like that, I don't feel like anybody does check it, or I don't feel like the logistics are in place for them to do so. So if they're not, then you could technically just go and jump on trains for a few stops. If you're going a further distance, maybe I feel like you'd need to take that into consideration. But otherwise, as I say, sometimes if you're a little bit canny, a little bit sneaky, there are a few things that you can get away with a little bit. And geez, you can see out there for miles, man. I'm gonna come over this side a bit more because now you can see how far we've got. Now the beach is back down there, obviously the trees are alongside here, and then that's obviously the Baltic Sea, and it's quite nice how far you can see out actually. And where I saw those jellyfish, that guy told me that it was 5 metres down from that point. So yeah, like I said, lots and lots of jellyfish, which are cool to see, man, because I don't actually think I've just sat somewhere and looked over the water and actually seen them like that. I tried to maybe get a couple of photos, but A, I was scared of dropping my phone in the water, and B, it was also a case of it's underwater. If there's a reflection or anything like that, you're not going to see it. So it's one of those things with the eyes. And oh, you can see some fresh lemonade over there. Might be a good shout. But I feel like there's also another way up here to get back towards the train station as well. So maybe I don't have to go back as far. But then I'd miss out on taking some other photos if I didn't as well. Which is part of the awkward nature of vlogging when you're doing it this way. Because sometimes you want to keep stopping and you want to take more photos of these things. But in a video, you can see way more of it for longer than you could in photos. So swings and roundabouts, as usual. And yeah, this place is nice, man. That coffee smells really good. I had a coffee earlier, but unfortunately I spilt half of it like a dingus. And yeah, I believe we're getting towards the end here in Gdynia. So, you know, as I say, if you plan a future trip and you would like to come to this area, there's a little bit of preparation for you. That from the train station you have to get down there further. I believe you can probably get a bus or maybe potentially get a tram to like nearer parts of it. This particular area is called Gdynia, which it says on the sign over there as well. So yeah, I mean, mate, this goes on forever. And this is lush. I don't know if jeans was the best idea, but I do have some shorts in my bag, or we might need to convert very soon. But it is that awkward time, late in September. And as I say, a lot of people said to me, like, later in September it's quieter and stuff. I've seen no evidence of it being quieter. Gdansk was pretty crazy yesterday, man. There's a lot of people everywhere, especially in the squares and the more commercial areas and stuff. It was really full. Outside areas, no, not so much, especially near where I'm staying, in Galaxy Hostel. But up here is obviously where we're coming to the end, and this is where I'll stop this part of the video and then progress back, because there was a street to go up there behind me. But like I said, I also would like to go back and take some photos, and once I do head back towards that other area of beach, the train station is pretty much straight up, maybe like one right road or two over to the right and then up again. But then yeah, you get there quite easy in a straight line. So sometimes when you do get off at train stations and things like that, it's hard to see which is the right way to go, or like I say, sometimes you can be further away from the coast than you think, and in other areas not so much. It's quite easy. So yeah, it's a little bit unpredictable. I'm gonna take you on this path here. There's like a big like outside gym thing over there, and yeah, Gdynia, you're a beaut. Absolute little ripper. And this seems to be the area where many people are congregating. So hope you've enjoyed coming along this part with me. I've enjoyed filming it and making it for you guys. As I say, this is something that I am working on a little bit more, and I will aim to improve on how I script things and how I say things, how I do things as I go along. The more experience I have, I feel the better it's becoming anyway, in general. I hope you guys feel the same about that. And you know, any feedback that is positive or constructive would be very, very welcome. But obviously, what's going to come with this is my way and my style and my way of showing you. And you know, there's been a lot of debates in my head about, do I do shorter videos, do I do longer videos, do I do this, do I do that? Thanks to a friend sort of breaking it down, I'm just not going to limit myself like that. If some videos are longer, they're longer. If some are shorter, they're shorter. I would actually prefer to bring you guys along more and see more this way, instead of just cutting bits out and having little moments. I mean, little moments are great, but then I don't feel like you get to actually realise how long it takes, where you're going, which way, how. There's this little end bit here, so let's cut across, and it does go all the way down there. Jesus. So I think this is a bit where we're going to have to kind of call it before we head back. But there's like a mini beach there, little mini beach, and more the trees, and you can actually head in to that park area as well. Wow. I mean, honestly, I could spend a good few days down here, just living down here, enjoying it, appreciating it, and seeing more, because it does look like you can carry on going down this coast quite a way. But I don't want to get stuck. That's the only problem that I have. If I get stuck there and I then have to go all the way back and I've gone even further, then what's the point? Do you know what I mean? That's just going to end up being a waste of time, and with time limits and constraints. But there is another little sort of secluded bit of beach over there as well. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it much in the distance there. Oh, that's very nice. Some chaps just jumped in for a swim as well. Good on him, fair play. Watch out for the jellyfish. And yeah, there's something over there, man. It's like a little bit of land or something, I can't tell, but somebody's going to have to help me out here, right? So when you're on the coast of Gdynia, you're looking across. I don't know if that would be a part of Kaliningrad or anything like that, but I can see that in the distance. I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit. See what I mean? Just there in the middle. There's something there. Another landmass or whatever. So yeah, I'm going to have to find out and look on the map later and see what that actually is. I say there's actually stairs down here to get onto that part where people are just jumping in and having a nice time. And this is what I like. I mean, these little quirky areas that have been designed as part of this. There's even like a building part down there as well, man. That's crazy. Looks very good. But as I say, guys, I'm gonna have to kill it off here until we get to other parts and head back to Sopot area. But fantastic, running out of superlatives. Definitely visit Gdynia, especially if you come to Gdansk. It's so easy, it's so cheap. It would be a waste if you didn't.